When he got back into his car, he drove around to the back of the building, got out, and started peeing into the grass. Okay, Nature King. What is this? He likes peeing on the grass. Some people need to touch it. He likes to pee in it. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to read your most unhinged Am I the Asshole Reddit posts. Yes, we're going on Reddit. Yes, I am scared. Reddit is a very weird place. It can either go really well or really wrong. But I also hope I find some crazy stories because we are here for the tea. So grab your drinks, grab your snacks, because we're going to hear some insane shit. Let's get into it. So we are starting kind of crazy. Am I the asshole for shaming my boyfriend over his weird peeing habit? This is starting very interesting, but let's get into it. My 25 female boyfriend, 22 male, is a great and considerate guy and usually extremely well-mannered. Unfortunately, recently I learned about a really strange habit of his that concerns me. When we were just dating and he was visiting me at my apartment, he never asked to use my bathroom. I didn't ask if he needed to use it because I assume as an adult he will let me know like all of my friends do. Yes, that makes sense. Weird that he doesn't go to the bathroom, but maybe he's shy. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. A few weeks into our relationship, he told me he will pee in the bushes behind the apartment complex. Okay, Nature King. Do your thing in the bushes. I thought this was weird. Yeah, that's a normal reaction. When I asked him why, he told me he didn't want to be rude. I assumed he was just trying to be polite since he didn't know me well then, but it still didn't make sense to me. He uses my bathroom with no issues now. Yeah, thank God. Thank God he's not doing it anymore in the bushes. Several months after this, he visited my parents for the first time at their home. He had already met them before, but this was the first time being in their house. He was drinking a lot of water, so before we left, I asked him if he needed to use the bathroom since we had a long drive ahead of us. He said he was good. They also offered their bathroom, but he refused. We stopped at Kroger as they were closing for drinks, which was only a couple of minutes away. When he got back into his car, he drove around to the back of the building, got out, and started peeing into the grass. Guys, I'm so amused with this story. What is this? Okay, he likes peeing on the grass. Some people need to touch it. He likes to pee in it. Well, he said he didn't use the Kroger restrooms because they were closed. I was baffled that he would rather pee outside than in my parents' clean and convenient bathroom. Yeah. He said he was being respectful. Maybe he had a weird upbringing where he was taught that using people's bathroom was like inconvenient and doing a mess in their house or something. Like I'm trying to imagine what goes on in his head so he makes this type of decisions, you know? I don't know. I don't understand how using someone's bathroom after they offered could be disrespectful or impolite. We went river tubbing yesterday and rather than pee before or after in one of the restrooms on site, he peed in the middle of the river with tons of people around. Wait, but because if he was in the water and it was discreet, it doesn't make it okay, but like at least other people weren't watching it. Did he just like pee into the river with a bunch of people around? Because I don't know this man. Maybe he's just unhinged and he pees whatever, whenever. Wait. Guys, I feel bad for laughing at this guy. Should I though? I don't know. Okay, it was really quick and no one will notice. Okay, I should have read that before okay. I scolded him for peeing in a public place with children around. His explanations for peeing in weird places never satisfy me. I don't know how common this is for men, but I think it's abnormal. Am I the asshole for telling him his habit is gross and disrespectful instead of polite like he insists? Edit. He peed underwater in the river. He did not whip it out in front of kids. Good. Well, I don't think you're the asshole because if you think it is weird, yeah. Although, I do know this is more common with men than the average person thinks. A lot of men just whip it out and pee, whatever, like I've seen so many men pee on the middle of the street. Like, I think this is common for men. However, I don't understand why pee outside when you're in someone's home. Yeah, like sometimes it's awkward to use someone else's bathroom in their home, but like it's more awkward if you pee in the bushes. Like it doesn't make it better that you're peeing in the grass on the back of some restaurant. I don't know what Kroger is. But yeah, like this is weird. This is very weird, and I don't think you're the asshole. If you feel like it's gross and disrespectful and you don't understand why the guy won't pee in actual bathrooms, I think it makes sense, but this is a very weird situation. If I was in your place and my boyfriend was doing that, I think I will have this reaction. I think I will do the same, and I don't know how I will feel about it. I will feel very weird. I will need a very good and clean explanation. I will feel very weird if I saw my boyfriend just get out of the car and pee in the bushes, like randomly. If we were just in someone's house and they had a decent bathroom and you didn't pee in it and then you go pee in the grass, yeah, I will think that's pretty weird. Not the asshole. Next one. Am I the asshole for telling my best friend I understood why his fiancée is so disappointed that he proposed to her at the gym? Did I just read that someone was proposed to at the gym?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell.
I, 27 female, was excited when my best friend, 27 male, told me he had proposed to his girlfriend, 29 female. He said he had the proposal on video. I was so confused when the video started out in a woman's gym. When I saw his girlfriend on an exercise machine in the video, I had a bad feeling. I think that's reasonable. Honestly, that's very reasonable. She looked so shocked and she said yes. She only looked happy for 2 minutes and the rest of the time she gave an insincere smile. My best friend expressed frustration that his fiancée had confessed she wasn't happy with the proposal after he asked her why she looked so sad. He was venting to me and asked me how I feel if a guy proposed to me while I was at the gym. I guess he really expected me to agree with him, but I said I would hate it. I said I don't want to be proposed to when I'm sweaty and stinky at the gym. Exactly. I think your proposal day, like the day you're asked by your partner to marry them, is one of the most important day of your life for many people. Like, a lot of people value marriage, and getting proposed to is very special and important. And if you're doing that at the gym when you're sweaty, you're just working out and your partner comes and asks you to marry them there, it's not magical. Like, me personally, I'm not like a big marriage person, but as a woman, I know that it's the dreams of many little girls. So like the day you're proposed to and you imagine this whole thing, and then you're proposed to actually in the gym. That's kind of like soul crushing. I understand. And let's finish it. I basically explained to him that I understood why she was disappointed. My best friend called me shallow and a bad friend. He called you shallow and a bad friend. Am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. Like you understand why another woman would... A woman or a man. Like, I don't think a man also wants to be proposed to at the gym unless they're like crazy about the gym and it's their favorite place in the world. And but even then, I don't know if they would want to be proposed to at the gym. Like, even if your best friend is sad that their now fiancé is sad about the way they were proposed to, and you agree with their fiancé, that doesn't make you a bad friend. Like, you're entitled to your own opinion and your own like view on things. Like, why is that shallow? Like, I understand that maybe he's saying shallow because he's like, oh, you only value like when you spend money for it or something. Like, but I don't think it's even that. It's just the fact that you're at the gym. You don't need to be at any other fancy place. I mean, in my opinion, like, a better proposal will be just be like in a park, in a pretty place in nature, for example. Or some people don't like this, some people like this. Maybe at just a restaurant. Like, it doesn't need to be a fancy... Okay, no, don't propose to at the McDonald's. I also don't like restaurant proposals, so I don't know why I'm proposing this. I don't know, just like a pretty place, pretty landscape. I don't know, not the gym. Like, And the thing is, you're sweaty, but everyone else around you is also sweaty. Like, your proposal video probably has other people working out behind you. Like, that's so crazy. Like, that's a terrible proposal. 0 out of 10. Jail time for the guy. And not the asshole. Am I the asshole for refusing to reimburse my friend for a chair that broke under me? I, female 25, was at a friend's house for a game night this past weekend with a group of about 6. Everyone brought food and drinks and we were having a good time. When about halfway through the night, I got up to use the bathroom. When I came back, I saw that one of the girls had moved from a chair to the side to my space on the couch. This didn't bug me as people shuffle around in groups, so whatever. The chair was an antique wooden chair that sat a bit lower to the ground with an added back butt cushion. When I sat down, it immediately broke, sending me to the ground, with a seat under me and the arms frames falling to the side. I'm so sorry, this must have been such an awkward situation, like, oh my god, I hate, like, whenever I hear that others went through like, a public humiliation situation, like possible humiliation, I feel so bad for them because I will hate to be in that situation. I will think about it for the next 20 years. So yeah, I'm really sorry this happened to you. Everyone got quiet for a second before jumping up to help me. I wasn't hurt, just very embarrassed. For context, I'm a bigger girl, about 260 pounds at 5 foot 7 inches. My friend, female 27, was very gracious and nice about it when it happened, accepting my apologies and telling me not to worry. Her boyfriend, male 29, said that the chair was his grandmother's and it has fallen apart before and he was able to repair it. Okay, he's able to repair it. I was very sad when I said like grandmothers because also like when a family heirloom that you care about is like broken, it's also very sad. It's a very unfortunate situation, but if you're able to repair it, very good. Anyways, where was I? I don't even know. Okay, I was ushered back to the couch and game night continued. Fast forward to the next morning, I received a text from my friend who let me know that the chair couldn't be put back together and that from her research it could cost about $250 to get a new one, but she'd let me know exactly how much when she found one. I was a bit taken aback and responded confused, asking why I will be expected to pay for a faulty chair. She said that while yes, on occasion the frames will become unattached and cause it to fall apart, but that's not what happened this time. But that's not what... Okay, guys. She sent me the picture of the broken chair, particularly a bent support and 2 other broken supports. She said that the chair broke under my weight and couldn't be fixed, and since the chair was an antique from her boyfriend's late grandmother, she wanted a new one for him. Well, if it was her boyfriend's late grandmother, a new one won't replace the emotional connection because it won't be his grandmother's anymore. So that part doesn't really make sense. But I understand that you want to replace a chair, like, yeah, replace a chair, but the fact that it was your your boyfriend's late grandmother, like, that won't be replaced, like, that's gone. That's gone, guys, like, accept it. I responded that the chair was very old and had a history of collapsing. If they were concerned about preserving it, they should not have it out for people to use, and $250 plus for a chair I sat in for 1 second seems a bit ridiculous, honestly. Yeah. At this point, she seemingly got frustrated and said that she loves me but that I'm her biggest friend and that it wouldn't have happened to anyone else. She means biggest as in... Yeah. That is not...
Oh, that's no. In the sense that...
Girl... She said it broke from your weight plopping down all at once, not because the frame was loose. I think it's only fair you reimburse us for the chair since you're responsible for breaking it. I'm still figuring out how to respond. I don't want to pay her for something I don't see as being completely my fault. I also think she's using the scenario to shame me about my weight a bit, which I find frustrating. My friends' opinions are mixed. A few are saying that I should just pay her and move on, even if it's not exactly my fault. One thinks it is my fault and I should pay up. And a few more think she's in the wrong for asking and I should continue to politely decline. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay? Actually, I'm not sure about this one. Like, I understand that you're sad about the chair breaking. Not the person who wrote this, but the people who own the chair. Like, I understand that you're sad about it, and maybe you don't want, like, it sounds like it was an antique chair, and replacing antique chairs is expensive, and you maybe really wanted that in your decor, and now you don't have it anymore, so you need a new one. But asking your friend to pay that much for a chair is kind of like crazy. I understand that she broke it, and maybe you're frustrated that you feel like it wouldn't happen with anyone else that was at the party because she's the biggest friend, which is a crazy way to put it. Like, telling your friend that, oh, you're my biggest friend, like, yeah, you're the fattest one, like, what? Like, that's a crazy thing to say, but, like, I understand the frustration, like, oh, had anyone else said in it and this wouldn't have happened, but, like, it happened. It's already done, like, it's in the past, and you want to replace it now, but you understand that asking your friend to pay that much for a chair that was already breaking, and honestly you could have just not put it out if you know, like, it's prone to breaking and there's gonna be a lot of people at the party or your friends and people are gonna be sitting on it and you know who the person is gonna be sitting on it. Maybe just don't put it out if you already knew there's a possibility of it breaking, you know, just saying, like, if you really care about it. I don't know, I feel like the friend shouldn't pay, but at the same time, if the friend has the means and, like, doesn't mind paying, yeah, pay for the chair, but, like, she really doesn't need to. So if she keeps politely declining to pay the chair, I will say not the asshole. Because the chair broke and she sat on it for 1 second. It doesn't matter if she's bigger or smaller. Like, honestly, if a smaller person sits on it a little bit harsher, it will break as well. And it doesn't really matter the weight of the person since it has a history of breaking. So I think the most reasonable way to have dealt with this was just not put out that chair that night or that party or whatever this was, and that would have been dealt with without all of this trouble, honestly. Yeah, so not the asshole, I would say. Am I the asshole for telling my sister she wasn't always the chosen one? Before my brothers and I were born, my mom had a child with an old boyfriend, Penny. Her boyfriend Penny's bio dad didn't stick around. My mom then met my dad when Penny was 3 and they got married. My dad adopted Penny. My mom then went on to have me and my brothers with our dad. Growing up, Penny was always the apple of my dad's eye. She gave us all attention, but he always went out of his way to make it equal. Around the time she entered her teens, Penny would make the joke that was stuck with you guys, but he chose me, or refer to herself as the chosen one. My brothers and parents always thought it was hilarious. I thought it was obnoxious. If our brothers and I were ever discussing what traits we didn't get from our dad, I'm sorry, I just started smiling because I remember that crazy ass theory from Freud of, like, the daughter will always fight with her mother for the dad's attention and whatever because he's a man and man. And now I'm thinking, like, she's fighting with her sister for the dad's attention, but that's clearly a crazy theory, and, like, yeah, no, that doesn't happen. Does it? I don't think it does. Freud is kind of like crazy theories, and this is I just felt bad that I will be, like, smiling while reading this, and it's not a funny story. Where was I? If our brothers and I were ever discussing what traits we didn't get from Dad, Penny would break in with, I didn't get anything from him except his last name because I'm the chosen one. Now we're all adults and Penny still trots that out from time to time. Recently, it came up when my siblings and I were out with our partners for drinks. One of my brothers has a newish girlfriend, so she wasn't aware of Penny's story, I assume. Penny was telling it, shoving in that she's a chosen one. I admit I was a little drunk and said, chosen by our dad, but you weren't chosen by your first dad, huh? Girl, what? What did you do? That is so crazy. It depends on the level of closeness you have. If you're like the type of siblings or friends to like joke around about like dark humor stuff, okay, but if you don't do that, don't say that. Like, and like, was she like making the joke? She didn't say she jokingly said, like, she just said it. Imagine you just said it with a straight face instead of being like joking around. That would be so crazy. Penny got a hurt look on her face. Yeah, obviously. My brothers told me that that was uncalled for. Even the new girlfriend was looking at me like I was a douche. I mean, I said this story is just getting old. We've all heard it, and it's a little ridiculous. My boyfriend ended up calling us an Uber and getting me out of there. Well, of course, words gotten back to our parents and they're pissed at me saying I was rude. I said Penny was just being obnoxious. Am I the asshole? Okay, the vibe I get from this story is that she always said she was a chosen one, more like not pushing it in the other siblings' faces, just like, yeah, like, it's a positive way of telling her story, of being like, yeah, my biological dad basically abandoned me, but my adoptive father like chose me, took me in, like, and she says she's a chosen one because yeah, he produced all the other kids, but this one was chosen, like he chose to adopt. So I think she says it like just shedding like a positive light in the events of her life, like how it has gone through, and not really like saying, oh, I was chosen, you guys, like he doesn't love you, like does she say that was stuck with you guys, but he chose me? Maybe, yeah, she said Penny will make the joke, like it's a joke. She's not saying like, oh, dad doesn't love you, because it sounds like it's kind of like a loving family, but I don't want to assume because families are families sometimes. And like I see that the brothers and parents always thought it was hilarious, like she says that, so it was a light-hearted thing to say for others except her, because I don't know what's up with this girl, but saying that is crazy. Like she probably makes that joke to feel a little bit better about her story and about how her life like turned out to be, like the beginning of like, maybe it's not a good feeling to be abandoned by your biological father. Maybe, yeah, like I'm saying, maybe she does that because she doesn't feel as good, and it's a way of her thinking positively about things. And then she tells that to her face. Crazy call out, honestly. I will say you are the asshole, because that was very uncalled for, like your brother said, like, yeah, very much the asshole. When you're in a situation where all your closest people, which I will guess is your family, are saying one thing and you're the only one that think you are right, maybe, just maybe, you are wrong. This is not for every situation at all, but maybe in this one, you are the asshole. I think you are the asshole. Let me see if the other people are agreeing. Yeah, obviously you are the asshole. Yeah. Don't say those things to people. Don't be mean. Like, family is one of the things that you really don't choose. You don't get to choose your biological family, and making fun of the things that happen to you that you have no control over, which is your biological family, is never a good thing to do to other people. So don't do that. Don't do that, or I will call you the asshole. And Reddit will also. Okay, I think this one is juicy, probably. Am I the asshole for telling my significant other that I will not continue to date them if they were trans? My 22 male significant other, 19 female, has been throwing around hinting at the idea that they may be trans. I've explained to them that I'm okay with them being trans, but I don't think I will continue to date them any longer if they were. I've tried explaining my reasoning that while I support them, I'm personally not gay and wouldn't want to date a female to male transgender, especially if they started taking hormones. My main goal in life is to have a family consisting of me, my wife, and a few children. I'm worried my opinion here is going to ruin my relationship. I will say not the asshole, because people are allowed to leave relationships in these cases. I think it is totally fine if you find out in the middle of a relationship and you find out something about your gender that you may have been wrong, or you just discovered and you think, oh, maybe I am trans, maybe I identify as male, and that's okay, that's totally fine, but it's something you must communicate with your partner, and I think you have to be open to the possibility of your partner accepting it, which they should accept. If they are against that idea, that's kind of bad, and leave that relationship, please. But if they are accepting of that, they may not be okay with continuing to date. They may be open to being friends, but they will not continue to date because they don't identify as gay in this case, or they just don't want to be dating a man, because if you're a trans man, you're a man, and it's okay. Like, it's honestly just them really seeing you for who you are and who you now identify as, and your truth, you know? So I think that he's not the asshole, and I understand that for this person who is trying to explore their identity, it may be a pressure to be like, oh, maybe I don't want to identify as this, even though I may see myself in it, because I don't want to lose this person. But then wouldn't you be denying yourself something that you may really be? Like, so you're very young, 19 years old, you have so much life ahead of you, you have so many things to find out about yourself. Don't let a relationship trap you. And also, for the 22 male who's writing this, you are not the asshole, you just have to communicate this very clearly. And I think in a relationship you should really be communicating and trying to even explore this together. Like, try to really find out if this is what you identify as, like, for the possible transgender person. Maybe it's okay to explore that together and then make the decision if you want to continue the relationship or not. Maybe the person will find out that they're actually okay with them being trans, maybe they are not. And I think when you're going through this process, you have to be open to all possibilities. And I think it is very safe to say that you should put yourself above the relationship right now. It's your gender, and if you stay in a relationship that will push you away from your true identity for many years, maybe your whole lifetime, that's not worth it. You will be unhappy. There's so many more people for you to explore other relationships with. I know you will find connections with other people. It's fine. And for anyone else who's watching this and maybe in a similar situation, just communicate with your partner. Try to have an open line of communication. Tell them how you really feel and really try to explore it together. Isolation in these times is not the answer. Isolation will do more harm than good. And I think none of these people are the assholes. They are just trying to really figure out life and who they are. They're very young people. I'm 20, they're 22 and 19. We are all in this journey of self-discovery, and it's not bad to break up, and it's not bad to start going through a path and then realize you're not the person to be in that path. In this case, is a relationship, can be anything else. It's okay to roll back the tape and start doing something else. You're learning. Everything is a lesson, and it's okay to realize you were wrong. And I think all of these stories were very interesting to see. I like reading Am I the Asshole posts because you really see like other people out there are also having crazy situations. They're going on their own thing, and it's just funny to sometimes read how other people are connecting with each other. We all have our quirks, we all do mistakes, we all do good things, we all say terrible stuff, and we also can forgive people and move on and change and be a new person. So these stories are really funny, and maybe I'll do another video like this if you guys like it. I can also react to other things like Reddit confessions or things like that. And yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this tea session. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!